What to do when you fail. You know, the thing that every motivational speaker doesn't tell you is that sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes you do hit the wall and everything does hit the fan. And I know that everyone says that you have to just get right back up, but how exactly do you do that? Here's the number one thing I want to tell you. There is failure in this world. I don't have to tell you that. You already know that firsthand. I'm sure that you can look back at times in your life, and I'm not saying that we need to dwell on these things, but we can all look back, whether it's in school or in relationships or financially or in business. We can all look back at times where we have failed, where something didn't turn out the way we wanted to. We got fired from that job. We did get that divorce. We ended up losing the house, or the business did go bankrupt. But how do you not let that failure become a source of anxiety? Because that's the number one thing that happens, is we look back, and as we're trying to look forward at things that we want to do with our lives and live a life of adventure and help other people, we get stuck living in the failures, and it makes us anxious. So here's the thing. With all of the failures in your life, you have to find the good in it. That's it. You have to learn how to find the grace or the good in those failures. I call it finding grace through anxiety. In other words, you got to look back and say, you know what? Here's what I did learn. So yeah, I lost the house, but I learned how to budget. Yes, I lost my marriage, but I learned so much about my childhood trauma. So yes, I lost that job, but I learned that that really wasn't my skill set. I'm not saying that those things were good. I'm not saying that to lose a loved one is positive. Of course it's not. It's a crisis. It is painful. But in the middle of that pain, if we don't learn how to overcome, or maybe even better, I don't even like the word overcome, really how to find the good or find the grace through that anxiety, we will continue to carry that into our future. We will live with that constant fear. Oh, it's going to happen again. I'm going to lose that marriage again. I'm going to fail at business again. I'm going to get sick once again. And so we bring all of those things into our present, into our future. Don't do that. Instead, learn the skill of finding the grace. Again, I'm not saying that those things were good. I'm not saying that those things were positive, or that even everything has a lesson in it. You know, some things are simply just painful. But I would say that for most of the things, there can be a grace that is found. But here's the key. They won't be found by themselves. You have to go looking for them, because what you will find naturally is all the negative stuff. You ever meet people that just live in the past? And that's not a good thing. They live in the past complaining about the past. They live in the past hating people that maybe caused their pain in the past. We see them all the time. So you have to go digging for the good. And how do you do that? You have to reflect. You have to understand yourself. You have to maybe go to a therapist, go hang out with a pastor, a spiritual leader, somebody that can help you understand what took place. And it's not fun. It will cause you some tears. It will cost you probably a little bit of money. It will cause you time and energy. And if you just simply go through life running away from that pain and just kind of like pushing through and driving through people or just being at home depressed watching TV all day long, you will never be able to find the grace in those failures. And you will bring that into the next thing, and into the next thing, and into the next thing, and into, the next thing. Pause and reflect. I know many of you aren't reflecting types. You hate the word. You're like, I don't want to reflect on anything. But even those types, they have maybe one day a year when they actually do pause and reflect. Maybe it can even be this summer. Take that day. Or maybe it's when you're ill. A lot of driver types that I've met, they only slow down maybe when they get sick, like deadly sick. Maybe take that time to reflect. Not on how do I just keep going, but on those failures. I don't mean, again, to dwell, to get stuck there. but simply to find the good in that. Take that time so that you can truly move forward and not live a life of anxiety and fear and depression, but to learn to live a life of joy, to learn to live a life that is thankful even for those horrible, difficult things, because you have found the grace in them, because you have found the good in them, because you have found the joy in them, because you have found what I like to call gozo. Hey guys, did you like this video? There are 3 things you can do to continue to enjoy these wonderful videos and podcasts of joy, helping you overcome fear, anxiety, and depression. Number 1, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is going to be the easiest way for you to get all of these videos sent directly to your inbox. You don't have to go look for them on Facebook. You can just get that email and immediately enjoy this content of joy. Second, go to my website, davidTrig.com/anxiety, and get my free article called High Anxiety, How Anxiety No Longer Defines Me. And then lastly, also on my website, go and sign up for the free weekly newsletter so that you can get links to a podcast version of these videos, articles that I'm writing, and places where I'm speaking, or where you can also get a hold of me if you want to have some coffee or talk on the phone about your desire to find joy in the middle of your anxiety, your fear, and your depression. Most of all, thank you so much for your support and for being committed to your life and overcoming fear, anxiety, depression, and most of all, being a person that's living la vida gozo.